What is up, guys? Mr. Excels here, and I'm back with my fifth installment of Road to Commander. In this video, I want to be talking about Kony 2012. And, I saw this video last week, and we actually had to do a little research paper about it in our business class that we have for our first period. Our business teacher is big with invisible children. He has done projects with them, as well as other things. Sorry, I'm going to have to move my mic here if it makes a noise. But, he's done business projects with them, and he's been to some of their, places where they have, interviewed and, brought their presentation about Jacob to all the schools. So I think that's really cool that my business teacher has known them like that, and he knows them on a little bit of a personal level as well. Not really, I don't know if they're like great friends, but I know they definitely know each other well enough to consider to be friends. So I think that's really cool. But my main point is to talk about Kony 2012 and whether it is a scam or is this stuff still happening. Well, a lot of people are wondering if Kony 2012 is real, because if you look at the video, it gets millions and millions of views every day. I think like the first, today it gets about 2 to 3 million views a day. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen a video get that popular. I think it's already bigger than Charlie Bit My Finger, which is like one of the most popular videos that YouTube has ever, been on YouTube. I don't know if it's like as popular as it was before, but I just remember that video was insanely popular. Charlie Bit My Finger. If you don't know what that video is, it was essentially where a baby, the mom recorded the baby boy, and there was another baby boy that was a little bit younger than the other one. One of the babies bit one other baby finger, and the other one was like, "Oh, Charlie bit my finger," whatever. But yeah, so if you don't know what that video is, definitely go check it out. It's just go Charlie Bit My Finger. It's not that hard to But anyways, so a lot of people are wondering if this Kony 2012 is a scam, a skeptic. I was doing some research on YouTube and on Google about this whole Kony 2012 thing. And I do feel for these kids, greatly. But, I don't think that it's as bad as it was back then. I still think it does happen because there was actually a video on YouTube where a guy interviewed Kony. He interviewed him, and it was actually legitimately Kony. They were in the woods and everything like that. And he was asking Kony all this stuff that apparently he's accused of, I think over 23 war crimes, which is such as like abductions and child soldiers and rape and everything like that, and a whole bunch of shit. And he pretty much denies it all. He says, "I have nothing to do with this. They're misleading. It's propaganda and everything like that." And I don't believe it. I think he's bullshitting out his ass about that. And there was also another video I watched where the leader of Invisible Children, or the founder, the one that talks through the whole video of Kony 2012, there's a interview that he had where it showed him, where he was like, "I'm a pacifist at heart. My favorite mentors are Martin Luther King Jr., a whole bunch of other people that, were against war." And the funny thing about it is he was against war, and there was a picture of him with the Ugandan military. And yes, the Ugandan military isn't bad. They're not bad. They're a military, they're not the LRA, which is the LRA is the Kony's military, such as the one that abducting children and everything like that. But there was a picture of him with the Ugandan military with an AK-47 in his hand, one of the cameras with an RPG in his hand, one of the camera crew members with an RPG in his hand, and another member of the Invisible Children crew with another AK-47 in his hand. And that doesn't seem like to speak the full voice of a pacifist. Pacifists are against war, and you're sitting there holding an AK-47, which is a very, very, very large assault rifle. I wouldn't say it's over the line, borderline extreme, but it definitely is, not saying his word. He's a pacifist, and if he says he's a pacifist, I think he should stick to it. And I think it's great what he's doing for Jacob and all the children. And if you don't understand what invisible children means, it means like the children that have been abducted, and nobody knows. Nobody knows about the people, and that's the whole reason that you're seeing Kony 2012. And what I didn't understand about this video is if when it was back in its prime, and Kony's not even in Uganda anymore, which makes no sense on why they're like, stop Kony in Uganda, stop all these children getting abducted in Uganda. There's no children getting abducted in Uganda right now. Kony's out of Uganda. He's in the upper parts of Africa, I think now. I know for 100% he is not in Uganda. And what really kind of frustrates me about this video is seeing it for the first time in 2012. And when they went and visited Jacob, and I've seen their movie. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it in a history class or some class. We had to watch this movie, and I knew that they were interviewing Jacob and everything like that, because I remember Jacob crying, and I remember that scene very, very vividly. So when I saw the Kony 2012 video, I was like, oh, these must be the same videos or same people that made that video that we watched in our history class. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm just going to continue watching the video. And I saw this, and they're saying that they went and visited Jacob by 2003. So that is like 9 years. They are now 9 to 10 years that they are putting out a video. Now. Telling us now. When it is not barely happening anymore. Yeah, it's still happening. Yes, it is still happening. But I see how much money is being funded to these guys. Millions of dollars. They sold out of everything. They can't even guarantee you guys getting shipping for the action kit, bracelets, t-shirts, anything on their website. They cannot guarantee shipping until April 20th or after April 20th. You want to know what this means? Why I'm bringing this up? You know exactly how much money they're making. Exactly the thing, money. Not saying they are doing this for the wrong purpose, but if they are going to hell. That's all I gotta say. You show this video of little kids, getting abducted, which I believe 100%. I just don't believe they're in there for the right reasons at all. I feel as if they mislead people. Because Kony is not in Uganda right now. It makes no sense why they would post the video saying, we got to get him out of Uganda. We're going to take a bunch of soldiers and put them in Uganda. 100 military advisors have been sent from Uganda in October or September of 2011. They were sent there to Uganda, which makes no sense because the Kony is not in Uganda. He's not. If you're listening to these facts and you are legitimately concerned about this Kony 2012 thing, you will understand why I'm saying that he is not in Uganda. So what's the point of having our advisors in Uganda? Another thing that I think is really weird is there was what was I gonna say? That interview that he had was saying, I'm pacifist, I love these children, everything like that. If you love these children, why don't you put that video out in sorry about the alarm clock, but if you love the children so much, why didn't you put that video out when you got back? Why didn't you flood the raw footage as much as you flooded the Kony 2012 video through the internet? Because he had raw footage. There was raw footage on there of Jacob. Why couldn't he have flooded it just like he flooded the Kony 2012? It would have made just as much of an impact as the Kony 2012 video would have, even without the hardcore editing they put in the Kony 2012 video. Because they had an insane amount of editing in that video. That was a very, very, very... It was very nice. It was a very nice looking video. It made you feel for the kids. And I do. I'm heartbroken for these kids. But I feel as if we need to fund through somebody else besides Invisible Children. And also another statistic I want to throw out there is they make on average like $32 million a year. Only 31 to 32% of that goes to their fund. So where is the other funding going for? And, that's my really big rant about Kony 2012. As I said, I'm not against it. I'm all for it. Stop Kony. But we need to make our decisions more wise so that we will not get hurt as Americans in the process. You know, it just hurts me to see these kids. But so hopefully you guys like this video and you guys like this Kony 2012 talk, and don't leave a dislike because of my opinion. It's my opinion, guys. You know, it's really hard. You don't need to leave a like either if you didn't like this. Just, you know, leave in the comment section below what you guys believe. Do you guys believe it's a scam? Do you guys believe that Invisible Children is working for good causes? I personally don't, but I personally believe that the cause is amazing. So hopefully you guys like this video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mr. Excels, and peace.